It is Thursday, January 18th, 2018. Currently 41 degrees inside the van and 31 degrees outside the van. Oh, I actually slept inside the double layer sleeping bag and set this extra loose, the loose, the loose sleeping bag, the third sleeping bag, as a tent. I had it covered over me overnight, and it was actually very nice in here. It's like snug as a bug in a rug, as you guys say. So this works. And I have, my socks on, but I was super nice and comfortable inside, even though the temperature outside was actually down to 31 degrees. So no need for space heaters or any of that stuff. All I have to do is crawl inside this double layer sleeping bag, put on the tent, or the third sheet here to cover me, and I'm all set to go. Anyhow, I just wanted to make this announcement that I am no longer an administrator on the Living in a Van Facebook group. As of this moment, I went ahead and resigned my post. I've pretty much had enough with all the negativity, hatred, and just nastiness. The group has grown, I think, too large for me to handle. And when the members on there start personally attacking me, accusing me of being a homophobic bigot, when the group was founded to bring people in and support people who felt that they didn't fit in society or didn't want to fit in, and were interested in this kind of lifestyle, regardless of what race or orientation they were, or even socioeconomic background. The group was open to everyone, and is open to everyone. But when I get accused of that kind of stuff, and they start personally attacking me on my inbox, and on the forum, I think that my time as an administrator is up, because what had happened essentially was we had a gay van dweller who posted to seek others who were also gay. And, the posting was allowed, and it was actually a very informative and good post. And there was a lot of useful links and whatnot that were provided on it. But essentially, as you know, in any social media environment, the haters and the trolls and whatnot start coming out. The problem is this: they didn't start out as hatred and trolls and whatnot. There might have been like one or two people who posted some kind of remark that the OP did not agree with and felt that they were attacking him or whatever. So instead of just blocking them and removing them from his thread, he decided to exchange words with them. And of course, you know how it goes. One person throws mud, the other person can choose to ignore it. And in the case of social media, you just hit the block button, and that person ceases to exist as far as you're concerned. But what happened is, of course, they continued to exchange mud back and forth, and it got to the point where the thread became very, very nasty and full of a lot of hatred, and people were getting upset over it. And then the original poster contacted me by linking my name into the posting. That's when I was first saw the issue there. And he asked me pretty much to moderate the group and, remove all those haters. The problem is they were fed by him posting comments to them to attack them because they did not share his gayness. And, you can't make a person who's not gay be pro-gay if they're not pro-gay. Just as you can't make a gay person become heterosexual if they're gay. So, it works both ways. But what happened was, because he asked me to intervene and the thread had gotten really nasty, I went ahead and deleted the thread. Then the OP ended up leaving the group and then telling people that I had kicked him out and blocked him. And I got all this hate email accusing me of being a homophobic bigot, when that's not what happened at all. But the fact is, a lot of people have said they were disappointed, and, they felt that the group should be moderated more, or, I should be removing all those people who are haters. The issue is, if you sit there and do that all day long, that's what you're going to be doing all day long. I have a life to live. I'm living in a van. I'm trying to get ready for work here. And I don't have time to babysit 24/7. There, are several moderators on there, several administrators, but I was one of the most active ones, short of Sierra, whom I ended up removing because she was doing some stuff that was questionable with the group. Like I think she had blocked access to over 600 requests. I don't know why she blocked them, other than she didn't get along with them. But she also had blocked me, thinking that it would hide me from seeing what she was doing. But she was doing some weird stuff with the group that she thought she was hiding from me. And as a fellow administrator, I didn't think that was right, to try to block basically another administrator who could oversee you and try to do stuff behind his back. And the fact that she had removed or blocked out over 600 people for no apparent reason, other than she just didn't like them for whatever reason. But long story short, okay, this is what it comes down to. Sorry about that. The camera ended up shutting off. But the Living in a Van group was founded not for me. It was created for people who are interested in van dwelling, living off-grid and everything else, to share ideas and to basically help one another, not to spew hatred and intolerance and just be mean and nasty. So, when I become accused of that, in my own group, I think it's time to leave. And the fact is, I have a lot of things that I need to deal with on a personal basis. And I've been having to devote a lot of time to deal with the group, with all the reported postings and stuff, because people didn't like what they saw. All you have to do is block and ignore that person. They disappear. They poof. When you report that, what you're saying to an administrator is, come and deal with this situation. Now, the administrator will come and basically delete that posting and possibly block that other person. What you're saying is, instead of you blocking them, you want that other person booted out because they don't see things the same way you do. Okay? Now, some people are just mean and nasty, and they do need to be removed because they're basically trolls. But you can simply block them. You can report the post. That's fine. But when an administrator steps in because you asked an administrator to do something, then you accuse the administrator of being a hater or whatever because they do not enforce things the way you want it enforced. Maybe you're the one that's the hater, the one that's bigoted and homophobic or hermophobic or whatever you want to call it. But the point that I'm trying to make is, no matter what an administrator does in one of those groups, they're going to make somebody upset. There's multiple parties, and basically, the administrator is going to have to make a choice that they feel is best for the group, and that's going to be my advice for any social group. As for me, I'm done with it. I'm not going back. I've got to deal with stabilizing my own situation. The group has now grown to the point where there's enough members in it that have varying experience levels that they are, sharing information themselves. I haven't really been involved much with the group over the last probably year or so, other than try to put fires out and deal with all this hate. People PM me all the time. They send me reported postings, or they message me with all this message about hate. And I hate to surround myself with hateful people. And, I believe that life is short. And, when the group was new and young, it needed me there to kind of baby it and to grow it and monitor it and keep it growing. But now it's large enough that I think it can run itself. We've got two really good administrators, Kate and Stuart, left on the group. Myself, I'll stay in the group because it is a useful resource, but I'm no longer going to deal with the reported stuff to admins. I'm no longer an admin. I've stepped down. The reason I haven't left the group simply is because if I leave, I think the group disappears. I don't know how that works exactly, but the group itself is a useful resource, and I get some information and useful stuff out of reading the comments and postings by other members. So for me, I'm using it as a resource, just like the rest of you. Those people who felt that I was on a power trip or whatever, I don't think you get it. The group was never mine. It was always, the users. And the reasons we had the rules that we do is because of issues that occurred in the past, and the members voted on control. So, that's pretty much it. As far as I'm concerned, the group is running itself pretty well right now. The administrators that are there can deal with all that stuff. As for me, I will focus on trying to get my life back in order. Until next time, everybody, I hope your day is going well. I hope you're staying warm. Stay safe. God bless you all, and take care.